We are about to embark upon a series of strange and exciting, dangerous adventures. Adventures that will lead us to all parts of the world.
Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we are looking at Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong, Issue 2. This is a mini-series from DC Comics in 2023, written by Brian Buccellato, art by Christian Duce, colors by Luis Guerrero, letters by Richard Starkings, and Comiccraft's Jimmy Betancourt. DC editor was Ben Abernathy, Legendary Comics editor was Robert Napton. I have the variant cover by David Nakayama, and I like that cover. It's pretty dynamic. I feel a little annoyed that I had to pay an extra $1 because this was the last copy available and it was the cardstock one. It's a cool cover, but it's not worth an extra $1. And I'm kind of sick of variant covers like I have been for 20 years. It's just sort of annoying when you just want to read the comic and you end up having to pay an extra $1 because everybody else is reading the same book and you get stuck with the overpriced variant. So finally we're done hearing about Superman possibly proposing to Lois and we get into some real action. So Superman is fighting Godzilla, kind of. It's sort of him trying to distract Godzilla and Godzilla getting annoyed and swatting him away. But there's also some other problems. There's a giant Cthulhian-looking spider hanging out in Central City, a giant mastodon in Themyscira, and of course you have to have a giant bat monster in Gotham City. Why mix it up, right? Stick with the bat theme. And a lot of this issue is devoted to what's going on with the bat creature, and I'm sure the next issue will feature one of the others. But it also does have Superman fighting Godzilla a little bit and trying to figure out what to do. The League is mobilizing everyone, although we really don't see most of the heavy hitters. We don't see Captain Atom, we don't see Firestorm, or half a dozen other really hardcore characters. Now, we learned that Toyman used the Dreamstone to make all this happen, and of course, we didn't get enough of the Dreamstone with the 47 comics they did for Night Terrors, so they gotta use the same MacGuffin again immediately afterward, because why not? Laziness. So the Bat Monster's pretty creepy looking, looks pretty cool, and the Bat family is trying to stop it. Jason, of course, doesn't listen to anybody and takes a shot and causes all sorts of chaos, probably gets a few people killed, but Black Canary shows up to help out, and so does Cyborg. Of course, we have to have Batgirl hitting Red Hood because girl power or something, kind of pointless scene, but they do fight the Bat Monster, who has some sort of psionic ability. I'm curious to know what special ability the Mastodon is going to have, but the Mastodon and the Spider Cthulhian creature look really cool as well. Captain Marvel tries something, it doesn't really work out, and we are left with a cliffhanger ending that looks like Superman may be in some serious trouble here. Overall, I was actually really happy with this book. The pacing was good, the story was pretty good, and finally there's some action. You could pretty much just skip the first issue and jump in here and you would be just fine. It does a pretty good job bringing you up to date on what's going on, so you didn't really miss a lot. Although I still think Godzilla looks like a photograph that was touched up to just sort of get wedged in here a little more often than not. So King Kong really isn't in this issue, but the other monsters do look pretty interesting. They did spend a lot of time in Gotham on this one, and that makes me happy because we got to see giant monsters fighting superheroes, and that's really what I bought the book for the first time. So don't bother with the first issue, just jump in here. There's a lot more interesting stuff going on here. There is a mysterious island, so it looks like Skull Island has appeared on the DC universe, and even the Legion of Doom really isn't sure what's going on at this point. They all got kind of scattered to the wind by Toyman, and they're probably gonna have to wish everyone away. So pretty solid story in this issue. Like I said, it's way better than the last issue, and the action is picking up. This is more along the lines of what I want to see, so I will pick up issue 3, and I'm excited to read that. Don't pay the extra $1 for the fancy cover. That's never worth it. It's just a scam to get you to give them an extra $1, because why do you deserve good paper, I guess? But I like the art through the book, and the story is solid. So if you get a chance to check this out, I'm going to recommend it, but I'm not recommending issue 1. So that's going to do it for this one. Thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future reviews. If you'd like to help the channel out in other ways, links are in the description to various support methods. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one.